Oh, what's your soul saying? Oh.
Hello guys, I hope you're well. Thank you for joining me today for this Divine Masculine reading. It's going to be a weekly reading and it's going to be from May the 17th to the 23rd of May 2021 to see what energy the Divine Masculines are going to be in, what they're experiencing, how they're feeling. So I'm going to start the reading with the Soul's Journey Oracle deck to get started. So I hope you guys are well and you're coping with whatever situation or circumstances you're in, and you're staying focused and you're believing and you're trusting, and that you do have this understanding that this relationship is about having a relationship with yourself. My readings are very deep and I do go, into how this is about you, the person that's watching Divine Feminines. This isn't about the Divine Masculines. I do Divine Masculine readings just to see what is going on, but really if we're honest with ourselves and we sit quietly and we're tuned in with ourselves, we do actually know what's going on with the Divine Masculines, because we know how we're feeling and we know what's going on within us, and if we're having shifts and however we're feeling. The Divine Masculines, they may be a delay in some way because you feel it first and you've had that shift first, but the Divine Masculines will experience this. So because you're one soul, you're not dealing with a separate person, you're dealing with yourself. So wherever your energy is at, your Divine Masculine, experiences this. If you are new, welcome to my channel, Aligned with My Soul. My name is Zoe, and thank you to all of you for all your love and support that you continuously give me. It really does mean the world to me. It really does comfort me to know there's, people in the same or similar situation to me, because this journey can be very challenging at times, as well as a blessing. And if any of you would like a private reading, just email me. It's in the description box down below, and I can book you in, because everybody's journey is unique. So if you want to clear a message for your personal unique twin flame journey, just email me. And I do use the labels Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine, because that's how I channel. And please don't be offended. I realise it's just energy. Just put it into your situation, how it resonates with you. And my readings are timeless, so it doesn't matter when you've clicked onto the reading. If you feel connected to me and the message resonates, it means it's for you. Right, let's see what's going on with the Divine Masculines, what energy they're going to be experiencing next week, May the 17th to the 23rd, how they're going to be feeling, what's going to be going on with the Divine Masculines. Regret. I know that I cannot change the past. So Divine Masculines are still experiencing, releasing the past. And they're, as I say, the Divine Masculines are looking at things differently. They are changing their perception. They're opening up and looking at things through the eyes of love instead of doubt and fear. So they realise that actually regretting things is no point. It's just a waste of energy. It's a waste of time. But this can be bringing things up of releasing the past, releasing, those old patterns of, living in the past and not actually being in the present. They're learning about being in the present moment, and that's where the power is, that's where the love is. And that's how they can change things, by just being in the present moment. So they're still releasing, old beliefs and programming of, going over things that just aren't relevant to what's happening in the now. They're releasing that, and they realise that there's no point regretting, because it's just wasting their energy and draining. So let's see what my book says. They have, there is no regret, because they're realising that everything they've experienced in the past has always, it's all had a, it's been there's a bigger picture to it. They've learned from it. They've experienced things for a reason to, and they wouldn't be who they are today if it wasn't for those experiences. Even if they were uncomfortable experiences, they do have that awareness now that everything that's happened to them has made them who they are today, and they realise there's no point having regret. And it's about releasing the past, and the past is about how they used to think about things, how they were so rigid and thinking things have to be a certain way, or going over things like things that have hurt them in the past or affected them in the past. They're releasing all of that and having this realisation that there's no point regretting. They've learned from those experiences, and this is why they are who they are today. And this is, they've learned and got strength from those experiences. So let's see what it says in the guidebook, but I think I've covered that really. So 86. The soul doesn't know time. Time is a construct of the physical dimension. To your soul, there's only one big now. Think of the past as the now that has already been created, and the future as the now that has yet to be created. You don't have the power to uncreate the past, so let that go. Your power of creation lies in your awareness of the present. You have the power to not only create your future, but also create acceptance of your past. You should realise that you are the total summation of every single experience you have had. These experiences have helped shape you into the person you are today. Train yourself not to judge past events as good or bad, but as opportunities. What have you learned from the past that will help you enrich your future? Focusing on the past and letting it dictate the direction of your future is taking your power away from yourself. You are the creator. You hold the power. Reflect on the lessons of the past and use your current power to create your bright future. So I covered everything that was said in the guidebook before reading it. So yeah, they're releasing the past and having the realisation that the power is in the now. They're regaining their power again, because it's been given away for such a long time now by looking at things in the past and going over things in the past. And that no longer, they realise, they have this realisation that no longer serves them, and it's no point having regret, because they have learned so much, and they're looking at it, as it says in the guidebook, as opportunities. That it's all been opportunities, good or bad, and they wouldn't be who they are today. So they're letting things go, and having this realisation that regret is toxic and it holds you back, and it's not pushing the divine masculines forwards. And as I said before I did the reading about whatever your if we really do know really what's going on with the divine masculines, because we know what's going on within us, and I can identify that 100%. That's what I've been experiencing. It's been very uncomfortable, but I have been experiencing that. So this is why the divine masculines, and let me know in the comments down below if you felt this way, that you understand what I'm saying, because it's actually happening to you as well. You're realising there's no point in looking back, and looking back's just holding you up. The power is in the now, being in the present moment. So the divine masculines are experiencing this as well. So that's a very powerful start. As always, my readings are always powerful and very deep. So I'm going to use the power of love next. These are beautiful cards as well. So what else is going on with the divine masculines during this week of May the 17th to the 23rd, 2021? Nice clear message, please. So they're realising there's no point in regretting. they're releasing the past, and they know the importance of being in the power, you know, the now. They're in their power when they're in the present moment. The power is in the now. So, what else is the Divine Masculine going to be experiencing this week during May the 17th to the 23rd, 2021? Nice clear message, please. Spontaneity. You move beyond the constraints of the mind and freely and lovingly embrace new situations. Yeah, so the Divine Masculines are feeling more spontaneous because they're letting go of things that no longer serve them, the past, and, you know, the way they used to think about things. They're releasing all of those, and this is creating them to be more spontaneous. They realise how important it is to be spontaneous, and you know, they know that they can move beyond what the mind tells them that they can do. They're seeing beyond things. They're seeing the bigger picture, like I always say. They're seeing through the illusions, which is helping them be more spontaneous, to make, you know, just to be different to how they used to make decisions. They're just like being more like, yes, let's do this, and not putting too much thought into it and overthinking it. They're just like trusting their intuition on things, you know, their feelings about a situation. So let's see what it says. Spontaneity. In order to grow and expand as a soul, you must come to the realization that limitations are generally self-imposed. Yes. This is so, I'm identifying with this 100%, like I said. This, you know, and as I said before the reading, you know what's going on anyway, because you're one soul. This is what your Divine Masculine is experiencing as well, what's going on within you, this shift within you, everything you're going through, because it's energy. There is a security that comes with routine. A life lived with no surprises and within a comfort zone is very appealing in the chaotic dimensions. But you have to be very wary of stagnation. Spontaneity demonstrates the rest of the world that you are ready for anything, and is also a characteristic linked to high emotional health. So stop constantly hovering near the boring salad bar. You will never know if you like something unless you experience it. Don't let fear hold you back. By its very nature, your soul yearns for new experiences. If something doesn't align with your spirit, that's fine, but at least you have made that discovery. That said, every soul has an individual path, so don't fall prey to peer pressure if you know in your heart that something is not right for you. At the same time, don't let the fear of new experiences stop you from doing something that will make your heart sing. Yeah. So as if we, you know, the first card was regret. They're letting go of past and letting go of fear and doubt that's been stopping and holding them back for so long. They're having this realisation that, you know, to try things that are new, to try, you know, to look at things differently, to look at things without fear in the way that's getting in the way, that's holding them back and making them feel stuck and stagnant. They're going to be experiencing, like, you know, let's give this a go, you know. Let's just give this a go, whatever that is. And obviously you Divine Feminines are thinking, yeah, hopefully that's to do with coming towards me, whatever. But this is about anything in their life, for them to just be more spontaneous and stop the thought process, you know, the fear that's been stopping them, the different fear thoughts that they've been having. That's, you know, that's held them back for such a long time. That's changing. They're being more spontaneous and going, yes, I will give that a go. And I don't know how, you know, what that's like. I'm actually going to try this, which is a big change, isn't it? Looking at things differently and going, well, I'll try that. And as I always say, there is always solutions to every problem. It's just the mind, the ego, that stops us from finding the solution to the illusions the problems that we think that are there. There's always a solution. But when we open ourselves up to receive and we look at things differently, we are given the solution. We're given ideas. We're given everything when we're open to it. But we're so used to allowing the mind to take over, to stop us from doing things. The fear takes over. So we look at it with, oh well, that's not going to work because blah blah blah, or that's too difficult, or no, or we go by somebody else's experience, which stops us from doing things that we want to try or we want to experience, So this is what the Divine Masculines are dealing with this week of May the 17th to the 23rd, 2021. They'll be more spontaneous. They'll be more free about how, the things that have stopped them in the past. That's, this limitation that we always put limits on things, and it's just like held us back. There is no limitation. They're realising this. So they're going to be more spontaneous, with their actions. They're going to be like, making changes, doing things, but doing it with a different outlook. And that outlook is, I know I say it over and over again, it must get on your nerves, but they're having that outlook of seeing through the eyes of love, seeing the situation through the eyes of love. So that's amazing, isn't it, guys? It's always good to be spontaneous at times, isn't it, guys? Just to think, oh, I'm going to do this is different. And then we learn from it as well, because if you're like, oh, actually, I don't really like that, or whatever, you're learning still, aren't you? And you're like, oh, I'm not. Then you're not going to do it again. But if it's something that you've been frightened about doing, and you do it, and you're like, oh my goodness, and you have an amazing outcome, or something, it's just like, yes, that was fantastic, and that went better than I could ever expect. I thought that it was just going to be so difficult. And obviously we know the Divine Masculines are feeling like very afraid, and they've been fearful about speaking their truth or coming towards you before. This is, that could be what this is about. They're looking at this situation about how they're going to come towards you and speak their truth. They're being more like, oh, let's try there's nothing to stop me. It can actually work out for me, instead of making this interfere and things that can go wrong. There can be no go, there is no wrong. What you're doing is learning from it. And the only reason why the Divine Masculines haven't spoken their truth, and the reason why they've been so fearful and afraid, is because you have. Because that's where you were at that time when they didn't speak their truth. Because you was giving. You must have felt like you was giving, showing the Divine Masculines your love, but you're doing it in a space of fear, because you're still in that energy of fearing rejection. You wasn't taking responsibility of yourself either. You was putting so much pressure on your Divine Masculine to make you feel better. But now you are taking responsibility, and you're learning to get your energy into a space of just love, and not to be fearful of rejection and cheating, or obsessing, all of those things of wondering what's going on with your Divine Masculine. You're releasing as well, because you have this realization that you're one soul. It's sinking in now that you have not to worry about all of those things. You haven't got to worry about rejection, abandonment, cheating, and all of those things, because you're dealing with yourself. All those things that have affected you so much in your life, in maybe other relationships, other things that you've done in your life. How you used to look at things in your life, everything in your life, you was looking it through the eyes of fear. Now that's changing. You're opening up and looking at it differently, and believing in yourself, knowing you're worthy. The Divine Masculines are experiencing it, because you're one soul. That's how it works. So for the third card for this weekly reading, I'm going to use the Soul Coaching Oracle deck, which is my favourite, as you know. So I'm going to start shuffling. So we know the Divine Masculines are learning that regret is no good and it's very toxic. Releasing the past and learning about being in the present moment, how powerful that is, which is enabling them to be more spontaneous, to be more adventurous with their actions, to be carefree and making decisions in a different way, not how they were before. Isn't that beautiful? Right, let's do this, guys. What's the third card going to be? What else is going to be going on with the Divine Masculines during this week of May the 17th to 23rd, 2021? Acceptance, yes. Acceptance is a big part of this journey, as we know, accepting. So they're going to be experiencing a lot of acceptance of the situation they're in, and that's because they're allowing themselves to release the past, and they're learning that regret is just toxic. And accepting themselves for who they are, accepting the situation of what they're experiencing, what it is right now, acceptance. And that's when you're in that energy of acceptance, you free yourself. You can feel that shift. You can feel that relief of just accepting things instead of trying to force things to change or to be letting go of control. It's about letting go of control and just accepting things for what they are. Accepting yourself is just amazing when you can do that, instead of trying to change yourself and trying to make everything a certain way but just actually accept the situation. And when you accept, so many things open up, so many things can change by just accepting a situation and dealing with it. And you can deal with it in the right way instead of trying to be, not flowing with life by resisting life, by resisting and just being forceful. That is not a good energy to be in. So they're learning about how important it is acceptance and being in that energy of acceptance. Accepting what has been, what is, and accepting themselves. So let's see what it says in my book. We have to accept our situation, circumstances, and when we do that, things do open up and things improve. But when we're trying to really force things to happen and change things about ourselves, or when we're just it's like when I say to you guys about, not every day, we're not going to wake up every day jumping about saying, yay, I'm so excited about life and I'm in such a good mood. That doesn't happen every day, does it? We know that isn't the truth, is it? We have to accept those days as well. We have to accept, actually, I'm in a dark place at the moment, this is shite. But it's a bit about being conscious and being aware of those days and accepting those days. And then when you do that, it does change. And the more and more this journey goes on, the quicker that happens of it changing, and it fades, that dark energy or that darkness that you're feeling or that uncomfortable feeling that you're having. The more we do this journey, it's fading quicker because we're conscious, because we're accepting. So 19, page 19. The card meaning is acceptance is a sacred act of power. Yeah. Accept your light, embrace all your parts of yourself, allow yourself to receive the gifts of the universe. You're worthy of these blessings and so much more. Your soul wants you to know at times it may be difficult to fully accept yourself exactly as you are. Yet when you don't, you deny the divine part of you, your soul. In truth, every experience that you've had, even the ones that you thought weren't good, allowed you to advance on your spiritual path. There were no wrong experiences. Everything has occurred in your life has been part of your divine plan. Your divine plan for your spiritual development as a soul. If only you could see yourself as those in the spirit realm do, you'd know how remarkable and wondrous you are. As you increase your acceptance, you'll help others love and unconditionally be at peace with themselves. And the more that you actually accept yourself, the more fulfillment you will experience. Yeah, affirmation of this card is, I unconditionally accept, cherish and love myself just as I am. Yeah. So this is about really accepting themselves, really accepting themselves. And that it does give your power back. That will give your power back when you accept yourselves. And the divine masculines are learning to accept themselves, that they're perfect just the way they are. They're meant to be the way they are. Everything about them. They're really accepting this and connecting with themselves and having that feeling of, yes, I am. This is, yeah, I do deserve all of my desires and dreams, and I do deserve and I am worthy of this love that I feel. And when you accept yourself, you do draw others to you as well. And when you accept yourself, you can love others so much more easier because you're happy with yourself and you're accepting yourself and you're giving love to yourself first. So, and it mentions again in the guidebook about they're having this realization that everything they've experienced in their life is part of their journey and made them into who they are today. And that they are good enough just the way they are. And that's because you're having this acceptance. This is about you guys. You're having this acceptance. And this is why you're feeling your power. That's why you're connecting with that power again. Because you're accepting yourself for who you are. And, you know, as we know, others look upon us and see something completely different to what we see ourselves. But it's the most important person is ourselves to see it. It doesn't matter if Joe Blogs up the road or whoever's saying to you, oh my goodness, you're so beautiful and you're so clever and you're this and you're so that. It doesn't mean anything if somebody else is saying it to you. You've got to know it yourself. And you are knowing that yourself now because you're accepting yourself. You're taking responsibility for yourself. And that's why the divine masculines are. How beautiful is that, guys? And how magical is this journey? And how blessed are we to have this experience? So it's going to be a good week for the divine masculines because of all the things that's happening within you guys. So I'm going to get the communication, what the divine masculines would like to communicate to you, divine feminines. So I'm going to be using Liz Harrison's Divine Masculine Messages of Love to get the communication, and then I'll go to my energy pot and my communications as well. So, because I do know how we all love the communication. All the divine masculines love to communicate to the divine feminines during this week of May the 17th to the 23rd, 2021. Let me know in the comments down below, guys, if this resonates with you and you're feeling all these things that I've, you know, if you're feeling these things that I've said about what the divine masculines are experiencing and what I've said I'm experiencing. I promise you union. I promise you union. Give me time. Yes. I see you everywhere. How beautiful is that, guys? So they promise you union. They do promise you union. And the reason why the Divine Masculines are communicating that to you today is because you're close to feeling inner union yourself. You're feeling that within yourself because you're believing in this union. You're believing that you're coming together with your Divine Masculine. You're understanding that you're in preparation. And that's why the Divine Masculines are saying, I promise you union. It's because you know it's happening. You know it's happening because you're believing and you're trusting. And you're looking at this situation and this relationship completely different because you're dealing with yourself. And that's why this communication has come out today like this. And, you know, I promise you union, give me time. So yes, this time that you're both preparing is so precious. It's so precious. Even though it's very uncomfortable because we miss the physical person and we just want the physical person so we can get on with things. But these things that have been happening within you, that have been shifting within you since you've been apart from your Divine Masculine, what you've learned in this what you've been preparing, it needed to happen. It needed to happen. There's no point coming back together, and God wouldn't bring you back together until it's right anyway. The universe wouldn't allow that to happen. There's no point in you coming together with all these things that you were worried about when you was in a place of, of fear, when you was worried about rejection, about cheating, about what do they think of this, or that, I don't think that they think this of, all of those stupid things that the ego, the mind feeds us. All of those things need to be resolved in this preparation when you're not with a physical person. So give the Divine Masculines time. Don't be alarmed by silence. Miss the physical person, of course, that's natural. But don't allow yourself to feel this pain as if you're not going to be with the physical person again, because that's not how it works. You're one soul. So give your Divine Masculine time, because they do promise you union. They're preparing. And this time is precious in this preparation time. And they see you everywhere. They see you wherever they go. Doesn't matter what they're doing, they just see you everywhere. And the same as you. You can identify with that. Whatever you're doing, whatever situation you're in, and whatever you're experiencing in your day-to-day life, you do think about your Divine Masculine. You can feel your Divine Masculine with you. You can feel their energy. You can feel them. And you see people, oh my goodness, that could look alike, them, or they do something in a certain way that your Divine Masculine does, or they say something in the same way as your Divine Masculine does, they say the same saying, or you see things that are shown to you all the time to remind you of a Divine Masculine, something, however that resonates with you, but something's reminding you all the time of your Divine Masculine, and that's what's happening to your Divine Masculine. We just have to go with the flow with that. But some readers say, oh, you shouldn't be obsessing over them, and you shouldn't be whatever. But that's natural, isn't it? Of course you're going to think of your Divine Masculine. Of course you're going to see signs all the time to be reminded of them. You can't get away from this. It's okay to think about your Divine Masculine, but don't be fearful about your Divine Masculine of thinking, oh my goodness, they're not coming back and they don't love me. That's not the right way to look at it. But you can think about your Divine Masculine. It's natural, isn't it? You can't feel this love that you feel within you and not think about them. And you're supposed to be reminded of them. God puts that in place. The universe puts that in place. It's how you look at the situation, experiencing the experiences you have when you are reminded of them and you see them everywhere. But the same thing is happening to your divine masculine. There's no running. You can't get away from this, guys. And I think we're in a place now where we're not running. And we always think that it's the divine masculine that's all running away, and that they're rejecting and they're doing this and they're doing that, but it's you that's doing it to yourself. You're running from yourself. You're not dealing with the things within you. And it must feel like to you that you are running towards them and you're giving and you're doing all those things and you're like, you know, whatever, but actually that isn't what's happening. All you're doing is running. You're the one that's running, not your divine masculine. But you're getting there now, guys. You're changing things. You're taking this responsibility on because you're understanding this journey and you're accepting yourself and the situation. So let's see what my energy pots say. Oh my goodness. Sexual. That's come up quite a lot recently. Yes, they're feeling that, you know, we know the divine masculines are wanting to explode with this love. They want to express this love to you. They want to share this love with you and they want to be close to you. They want to be intimate with you. They want to experience sacred love making with you. They want all of those, and this, you know, they're feeling this sexual energy. They're desiring you. They're wanting this closeness with you, and we know the Kundalini is rising within us. Everything is rising, and they're feeling this. So you could be feeling this as well. This energy. Family. Yeah. They want to be a family with you. They're thinking about family. So put this in your situation, how it resonates with you, because there's so many different ways of looking at this. What works for you, just put it in, you know, when this came out, you know, whatever that meant to you. But it can mean so many different things. But divine masculines, you know, they want to be a family with you. You know, they may want to have children with you, or you may have children already, or they may have children already, or you both have children, or they're wanting to have a family with you, have children with you. Create a family with you as well, or make your family bigger if you do have children already. They want to be a family with you. And if there's no children involved, they just want, you know, just to be with you and to be a family. That is being a family, isn't it, as well? So let's see what my energy, not my energy pots, my communication. Let's see. I got 2 out in one go, so let's see. The love I feel for you makes me feel like exploding, yes. They are ready to explode, guys, in every way. They're ready to explode because they love you so much. Because they're feeling this shift. They're feeling this shift because you're having this shift within you. You're the most precious thing in my life. Oh my goodness. You're the most precious thing in my life. That's what they would say to you today, guys. How beautiful, how magical. There is no words. I always run out of words what to say to you guys because there is no words to explain this beautiful love that you have between you. So You're the most precious thing in my life. And that's because they are accepting themselves and they're loving themselves and they're feeling worthy. They're able to say that now. Because they know how precious they are, you see. Oh my goodness, guys. I really love doing this. I love these readings. And this just comes so natural to me. It makes me very happy. So, I'm so happy that I'm getting this. I'm so happy for you, Divine Feminines, that you're getting this as well. And this is why these cards have come out today. So keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to get a card for you. What you need to know for this week of May the 17th to the 23rd, 2021. What God wants you to know, what the universe wants you to know this week. And I'm going to be using the reminder cards to bring forth your beautiful divine inner spirit. What is the message for the Divine Feminines? What do they need to know during this week of May the 17th to the 23rd, 2021? My clear message, please. What is the message for the Divine Feminines? What do they need to know this week? Authenticity. And at the bottom is the reminder card. You are a powerful being of divine love and light. So, authenticity. The message is, be authentic in all that you do. Ask yourself daily, am I being authentic? You will know the truth as your body will let you know. If you start feeling tense or uncomfortable, it's a sign that you are not being authentic. It's no use trying to hide behind false happiness. Know within yourself whether you are being authentic and true to yourself. And the action to take is ask yourself whether you are being authentic in this situation. Notice how your body reacts to each scenario you're questioning. Take a few deep breaths, in through the nose, out through the mouth, whilst releasing a big R sound. This helps clear out the negative energy you may have stored there. And the affirmation is, I am authentic in all that I do. Yeah, so always be, it's really important that you carry on. This is the message for you this week, to carry on being your authentic self. Just keep being yourself, being honest with yourself, be truthful to yourself. And show everybody who you really are. Don't hold back. Don't go along with things that no longer serve you, that make you feel uncomfortable. Do what you love and be who you truly are. Put yourself first. And sometimes that can upset people around you. But that's their responsibility. So just keep being your authentic self. Show the world who you truly are. Don't change. So that's very powerful, isn't it, guys? Keep being you and expressing who you are. And people are going to see you so differently anyway, because you're feeling better about yourself, because you're accepting yourself and you're having a better relationship with yourself, because you're taking responsibility for yourself. Other people are going to be so attracted and so, wanting to spend time and be near your energy. They're going to want to, to experience and be close to your energy, because you're feeling so much better and you're just going to glow. You're just going to glow. Your light is going to glow and radiate into the world, and people are going to really pick this up. And sometimes it does affect people, people that are really, that are in the 3D, that are really sort of, they're not being authentic and they're not being themselves, and they're wrapped up in believing what their ego and their mind's saying. they can come across as if they dislike you as well, because you're so powerful, and they can see that you're glowing, and they're like, you know, what's she doing that I'm not? People can, you know, show their dark side, you know, if they're experiencing unhappiness because they're not dealing with what's going on within themselves. That does happen sometimes, but people will be drawn to you. Majority of people will be drawn to you because they want to have more of what you're, you know, they want to have what you, they just want to know, be near your energy and get what, you know, want to know more about you and what you're doing to make yourself be so glowing and so full of love and so happy. So, what a beautiful reading yet again. Thank you so much for joining me today for this Divine Masculine weekly reading. It's so positive, so powerful and so beautiful. And like I said at the beginning of the reading, if you'd like a clearer message for your unique twin flame journey, just email me. It's in the description box down below. And if you would, if you haven't subscribed already, don't forget to subscribe, like and share, because it really helps my channel grow. And I do have TikTok and Instagram as well, so if you want to go and check them out, I'd be very grateful. And you know, I think about you guys, and I'm always supporting you, and I'm sending my love, my support, my strength and light to you, and I love you all so very much. Keep being you and stay focused and keep believing and trusting. See ya.
Oh, what's your soul saying?